Helen Yee here, being joined by Spurs legend David Robinson. Now, congratulations. You are receiving the Stuart Inspire Award tonight at the ESPN Sports Humanitarian Awards. So, first off, how do you feel about that?
Well, it's an honor. I mean, Stuart Scott is an ESPN legend, and not only because of his journalism, but because of the man he showed himself to be, during the last days of his life. The family that he's raised, everything that he stood for, and he was thinking about others even up until the last day. And so, that's what I want to represent.
Now, being an NBA legend, obviously so much has happened so far in this offseason. Yeah. And, I mean, first off, LeBron James, the big news. Did that surprise you at all that, he's in LA now?
Not overly. I mean, for a guy like him who's achieved a lot, this kind of seems like a good place for him to end up. He has business here. He loves it here. This is a big stage. It's kind of the right stage for him. So yeah, I mean, it made sense. Made a lot of sense. I mean, obviously they got some young players and they've got a little bit of a hill to climb, but he's the right guy to teach those guys.
But what do you think about so many people out there who are saying, you know what, LeBron's moved so many teams? Like,
he's just been amazing. At the age he is, to put up the kind of numbers and perform the way he's performed is really ridiculous. So I think it's going to be hard to take anything away from his legacy. If anything, he's only going to add to it here. Especially if he's able to kind of pass on some of that great knowledge and work ethic to these young guys and help transform this team into next level team. Even if they don't win a championship, that's going to be super valuable for this organization.
But what do you think about now with the Western Conference, having so many great teams? And obviously we saw the other All-Star addition to the Warriors. Yeah. I mean, what do you think now about the West versus the East and how competitive it is now?
Yeah, I mean, the East has been a little bit weaker than the West for a while now, but that's a cycle. When I came in the league, everybody said the East was stronger, but it cycles back and forth. But right now, all the power is out here West, and especially with LeBron coming out here, we're going to, just beat each other up out here, and the team that comes out of the West is probably going to be the favorite again. But I mean, it's a cycle. It's just the way things are. Right now, if you want to get to the finals, you want to be playing in the East.
Yeah. Oh, true. Or you want to be on the Warriors. What do you think about? What do you think about them having so many All-Stars? And I mean, they've been getting a little heat for it, but what do you think?
You know what? The thing I appreciate about the Warriors is that they've built their team the right way. They drafted some good guys. They've brought up some good guys. They've stuck with their guys. I mean, aside from Kevin Durant coming over, I mean, they've built a team organically, and it's been fantastic. I applaud them for what they've done. They've set a standard now that all these other teams better step up, or they're just going to continue to get pounded. And so, you saw Houston tried to do it, and Houston was right there. They had opportunity. It's not like Golden State is unbeatable. They're just very, very good, and they're very experienced. But you put together a good team, you could get them, and I think teams are aware of that, and they're setting a standard to make everyone else step up.
And then also being on the Spurs, what do you think about Kawhi Leonard and his whole ordeal and situation?
Whole ordeal. I wish I understood what his ordeal was. I mean, it's tough. We all, obviously we thought Kawhi was kind of the next generation of leader or superstar for us, and obviously that's not panned out, and we're still hoping that it can work out, but it's disappointing. I mean, we love him in San Antonio. You don't just find guys like that. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. He's a difference maker, and so losing him would be devastating for us. But that being said, you don't always have control. I mean, sometimes people don't want that responsibility. Who wants to follow in Tim Duncan's footsteps? I mean, that's a tough thing to do, right? It's a big responsibility, and not everybody wants to do that. So, I mean, if he wants to make the move, and then obviously our team has to honor that.
Yeah, and Tony Parker's gone now too.
Yeah, well, that's that one's a painful one for me. Tony's been such a big part of what we've done for a long time, and I mean, when I think of Spurs, I mean, I think of him and Manu and Tim, and I mean, they're just that's who we are, and so to see him leave hurts, but that's a part. I mean, as the league has been changing for years. You know, we just haven't been changing, but now it's time for us to change.
And lastly, because I am from Las Vegas and we are growing in Major League Sports, we have the Golden Knights, the Raiders are coming, we have the Aces. Yeah. Do you think that pretty soon we'll see an NBA team there?
Wow, good question. Don't know. You know, that's a great question. I think there's obviously quite a few cities that would like an NBA team, but you know, obviously Las Vegas is one of those places that needs to be considered. So, you know, who knows? I don't think the NBA is in that much of a hurry to expand. You know, we really need to take care of the cities that are working right now, but certainly one of the places we got to consider.